Good morning. Welcome everyone to our panel discussion on a vital aspect of women's health, cervical and breast cancer screening. I am Ankita Shrestha, the program coordinator of One Purpose, and today I am joined by two incredible guests. Let me introduce them. First, we have Shipra, the founder of One Purpose, who has been a relentless advocate for women's health. And we are honored to have Dr. Nisha Adhikari, a distinguished gynecologist who has been in healthcare for past 11 years. Let's begin with our founder, Shipra. Could you start by telling us why you founded One Purpose and decided that we need to focus on cervical and breast cancer?
Hi, Ankita. Thank you so much, first of all, for the lovely introduction. And I'm very happy Dr. Nisha is here. And honestly, I think the whole idea of One Purpose was to help and was to give back as much as possible to the society. And I've always mentioned this, that one of the most inspirational thought which came from Datu Shri Vijay Ishwaran and Datin Shri Mayal Ishwaran. And they inspired me to start my own NGO and start doing it. And why we entered into women's health is because I'm a woman myself, and I understand the importance, and I see the changes our body goes through over the years, and it is very difficult for others to understand. But I've seen in my own friend circle and my family circle, women going through certain things and not able to even get to know that, oh, this is what is happening to them. And they realize it at a later stage where things are a little bit out of control. And that brought the attention to me that if the testings are done on right time and we are aware, first of all, about these things, we can avoid a lot of complications into our life at a later stage. So that is one of the reasons I really was very, very enthusiastic about it. And I was really optimistic about doing this drive and campaign of getting the women screened. At least this is one step we can really contribute to help to women, so that they understand that they should, after 30, do get screening done. And if, God forbid, something comes up, there would be enough time to take care of it rather than reaching to a point where it is too late to do something. So that was the whole idea.
Thank you, Shipra. That brings us to the medical perspective. Dr. Nisha, why is it crucial for women, particularly those over the age of 30, to get regular screenings for cervical and breast cancer?
Actually, according to American Society of Obstetrics and Gynecologists, we have to start screening from the age of 21, and before 21, we don't need to screen. But after 21 to 29, we need to screen pap smear. There is screening test called pap smear. We have to do three yearly pap smear every 3 years. Then after that, after 29, 30 years to 65 years, we are doing SPV plus pap smear every 5 years. If not, then only pap smear every 3 years. Okay, and in our part of the country, we recommend screening from 30 to 65 years. And after that, if the previous records are negative, then we don't need to screen. But why we need to screen is that because after 30 years, everybody is sexually active, and human papilloma virus is also cervical cancer is all about our relationship, sexual preferences, and our lifestyle. So we recommend that from 30 years because before that in Nepal also. But if you are married, then you can start screening after 5 years of marriage.
That's insightful, doctor. Could you also address some common fears or misconceptions about these screenings?
Rather than misconceptions, you will say that I will talk about our part of the country, is lack of knowledge, And the misconception is that until and unless you feel something, you feel difficult to do something, or you feel some symptoms yourself, then you don't go to the doctors. You don't feel necessity of having health checkups every once in a year. So it's no misconception, but it's lack of education, I will say.
Okay. That's very true, I think.
In fact, Ankita was very shocked when she said after 21 only you can start getting screening done. Even I had this knowledge that after 30. So this brings from a professional person when we hear these things. So it's every time the knowledge which increases that after 21, or whether it is Nepal or India, even today women are very conservative to talk about their sexual life. They're very conservative to talk about are they active sexually. But I think this is very important for women to know and understand and talk about it, that if you have started having your relationships, if you're 21 plus, you should get yearly checkup done as a prevention. I hope I'm correct to say that, Dr. Nisha, right?
Yes. Then also there are vaccinations also to prevent SPV vaccinations. Before 15 years, we can give 2 vaccinations, and after 15 to 29, we recommend 3 vaccines. That doesn't mean that you don't have to go for checkup, but it prevents cancer from getting it seriously ill, and also from screening also we are recommending. Like I have 3 days camp recently. Today also I went to the camp, and there were like 250 women I screened for cervical cancer and breast cancer. And there are young girls also who is in VIA examination. We do the VIA before PAP. There is VIA in the villages where we don't have that access to pap smear or other highly to screen them with the VIA. Then the young women are also their cervix they also can have problems. So we tried our best to share this knowledge and spread this knowledge, but still women are very they don't go to the doctors until they have severe problems.
Absolutely, I understand. I relate.
So that's the problem in our part.
Yeah. No, trust me, I think it's an Asian problem. We are very conservative to talk about our problems and go to doctors unless or until it's unbearable. So I have experienced the same from all my friends and circles. And that's why, one of the reasons I talk very actively on it is that my group, my people I know, and the women I talk, I would always tell them, you have to take care of yourself and you should not wait and hesitate not to do this. So it's very important. Thank you so much for that kind of insight. I would say that.
Yes, very true.
Yeah. And you are talking, she also wanted to talk about the breast cancer also. So breast cancer screening should be done after the 40 years, because after 40 years, the breast cancer can be vigorous, so we have to do mammography yearly. But we don't do it until we feel some mass or we see some problems in our breast, then we don't go to the doctors. But it is recommended that we do it yearly after 40.
Okay. I have also seen certain videos or some of my friends who have been a survival of breast cancer. They say it is very important that mostly like a month or twice, you should always self-examine yourself also. And if you find even a little bit of lumps in your breast, you should immediately go and get a test done just to be sure that there's nothing wrong. It's just a normal lump. So you would suggest everybody above 40 to do self-examination also, right? At home?
No. No, after the breast development, we will say after teenage also, it is them to do their breast examination. Like while you are taking bath once in a while, you have to check yourself. Not only breast lumps, you have to take the sizes also. If one is bigger and the another is less smaller, and the color of the nipple or is inverted or is something discharge coming out of it, then that's also the problem. But after 40, if there is no problem, then also you have to go and take once in a while or do mammography.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah.
Okay. So, Shipra, any final thoughts on how we can encourage more women to participate in such screenings?
I think, to be very honest, I think we should talk about it. People hesitate even before, while we're doing this interview, while we're doing this short conversation with an expert and myself, I would like to post it and talk about it to all my friends, to all my cousins, my relatives, my youngsters. I think there's no age. We should educate girls from the age of 15 plus that this is what is supposed to going to happen and you should take care of it. So talking about is one of the biggest power which I feel we all have as an educated women today. And we should encourage men also in our society to talk about it frankly, because I see a lot of men are very hesitant. Like, I don't know how many men are going to watch this interview because they would say it's not related to me. But then why do you forget you have a mother at home, you have a sister at home, you have a wife at home, you have a daughter at home. And if you are encourageous at home to talk about this very freely, nobody will hesitate. Because I know my cousin, my niece, okay, she was 16 or 17 years old, and she had a lump. But she was so hesitant, she was so embarrassed to go and talk about it because the house environment is not that friendly. So she couldn't talk. And then she came to me and she said, you know what, auntie, this is what the problem. I really don't know. And I said, why didn't you tell it earlier? And that was also one of my triggering point, that we need to create a very healthy environment at home. I mean, we are trying to talk to change the world, but let's change our house first. Let's create an environment inside the house. I have a son. He's 17 years old. And trust me, I talk everything to him because I want him to understand and respect women and give that freedom to, in future, his wife or anyone, or he has sisters, he can talk freely about it. And I think that change has to begin from our house, from our home, from the environment we are maximum time spending. And if every home is going to be that open, women in the society would be open to talk about it and get themselves tested about it. So that's what I feel. And I think I am starting this from my house, and I hope it would spread to other houses. Yeah.
Yes. And
That's
I
so
think one
true.
of the factors, especially in a country like ours, I think there's a lack of proper accessibility also, right? And speaking about accessibility, let's conclude with some details about our upcoming free screening camp. Shipra, would you like to talk about it?
See, I think we have already screened 200 plus women in Nepal. And a lot of people came to me and told me, why are you doing in Nepal? So it was not that we chose Nepal as a place, but I feel India, Nepal, any of these countries, wherever we have an accessibility and facilities to provide, we should do this as much as possible. And Nepal being, again, a lot of women in Nepal are not even aware. And I'm sure Dr. Nisha would agree to this, that a lot of women are still not even aware that there has to be a screening. So the more the camps we do, we also need to go and preach more women. And our upcoming camp, again, we are trying to do 100 or 200 women screening. And with help of a lot of, I would say, I would be very thankful to all the doctors who are helping us to do this camp and make more women aware of it, so that they can constantly, yearly do the screening and have more women aware and, get out of this whole drama of whole not talking about it. So Ankita, you are the one on the ground, and I think more than me, you are the one who is responsible doing everything. I'm just helping with the awareness, and I'm helping with whatever I can sitting here. But on the ground, how it is happening and what are you doing, you would be better person to explain about it.
Yes, and this month of June, we are going to conduct this free breast cancer and cervical cancer screening camp, which is basically targeted towards the women in underprivileged communities of Bhutan-Nilkantha region area. So, to make it possible, we need support of everyone. So, people hesitate contributing because they think it's not a big amount they can contribute. So, but I really want to say that we need your support, no matter how big or small. Each and every contribution makes a difference. And so please help us give them a fighting chance against cancer, because I truly believe that early detection helps us save lives. Because even I personally have faced this, because my own mother, uh, Shipra, so it was all because we couldn't detect it as early, so she's no more with us. So I truly resonate with this cause, and I truly believe that we need to make it accessible. We need, as Shipradi, as Dr. Nisha said, we need to make it people aware that it's not a taboo. This is our body, and we have to worship our body. We have to take care of our body, because if we don't take care of our body, who else would? So yes, thank you, Shipradi. Thank you, Dr. Nisha Adhikari, for this enlightening discussion, and thanks to everyone watching. Remember, early detection saves lives. So we hope to see you at the screening camp. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nisha, for giving your time and
Thank
insight.
you.
And we will trouble you more, I hope, in future to get more insight into it. Yeah. Thank you.
I'd love to have this. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.